OK, film and television. First question to you, Paul. Who was the main studio presenter of the children's TV show Saturday Superstore? Jimmy Savile, Mike Reed or Dave Lee Travis?
Well, I actually think this is a bit of my era anyway, I like to think. So I've got a fair idea. I'm pretty sure, I think it's Mike Reed.
Mike Reed on Saturday Superstore. Yes, it is.
Well done, Dolly.
Good start. And Judith, John Mahoney played Martin, the father of the title character in which US TV sitcom? Seinfeld, Frasier or Ellen?
Oh dear, I don't know. I think it might be Frasier. So I'm going to say that.
Yes, it is the right answer.
Phew.
Phew, indeed. One each. Back to you, Paul. Adolfo Celli played the villain in which James Bond film? Dr. No, From Russia with Love or Thunderball?
Quite like James Bond. I've watched them all, but obviously all the villains go into one when you're on the programme anyway.
So many of them.
But I'm pretty sure it's not Dr. No. Anyway, I'm just trying to go through. I'm pretty sure Thunderball. I'm going to go Thunderball.
OK, Thunderball. Adolfo Celli played the villain in Thunderball. That's the right answer. Well done. Right, so really good quizzing there, Paul, with your first two questions. Judith, which US city was the setting for the 1990s television drama series Homicide, Life on the Street? New York, Baltimore or Detroit?
Well, I don't. It's Baltimore, because that's become newly fashionable with the wire. So either Detroit or New York. I'm going to say Detroit.
Detroit for Homicide, Life on the Street. Well, before the wire...
It was Baltimore.
It was Baltimore.
Oh.
In Homicide, Life on the Street.
Oh.
Baltimore. So, well, it's looking better and better, Paul. You've got two on the board already. Now, that might be enough to win you the round, who knows, if you give me a correct answer here. Who or what is the title character in the 1998 film Mighty Joe Young, starring Bill Paxton and Charlize Theron? Is Mighty Joe Young a gorilla, a caveman or a merman?
Yeah, I quite like this movie, actually. I thought it was quite funny. So you start doubting yourself, but I'm 99% sure, if not 101% sure, really, it's a gorilla.
How many times have you seen it? It's interesting you say you start doubting yourself. This is the pressures of the question room.
Because of the camera, yeah.
Yeah, OK. But you've seen it quite a few times, have you? Mighty Joe Young, the gorilla. It's the right answer. Yes, of course it is, and you knew that. Judith doesn't even need to face another question, so I'm going to say it. Hard cheese, Judith. Would you both please come back and join your teams? Well, Blue Tips taking the first round comprehensively means Judith won't be in the final round. And our second head-to-head today is science. Now, who'd like to play this?
Tricky one, Kevin.
Maybe not like to play it. No. Who's going to play it?
I think sacrifice.
Yeah.
Ian, please.
Ian. OK, Ian. Now, which egghead? Can't be Judith, any of the other four.
Kevin?
Yeah, I reckon Kevin.
Try Kevin? Try take on Kevin.
Yeah,
Kevin, please.
OK, Kevin, right. It's Ian and Kevin then, heading for the question room to play science. Ian and Kevin. So, Ian, do you want to go first or second?
I will go first, please.
Good luck, Ian, then. Here's your first question. In geometry, what name is given to a plane figure whose sides are all of equal length and has two pairs of parallel sides? Trapezium, rhombus or kite?
Well, I've never heard of a kite in geometry. I've only heard of the other two. If I had to be swayed one way, I would probably go with a rhombus. So I'll go with rhombus, please.
Rhombus with two pairs of parallel sides. They're of equal length. It's the right answer, yes, a rhombus. Well picked out, Ian. Kevin. Parturition is another term for which process? Giving birth, swallowing food, or shivering?
Oh dear. Yeah, I've heard the word. I don't think it's shivering. Swallowing food.
No.
Oh, so it's giving birth, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. First thought. There you go.
First thought, swallowing food.
Yeah.
Well, Ian, You're 1-0 up. Which bones that make up part of the pelvis are known as the sitting bones? Ischia, ilia, or axilla?
I probably should know this, considering I used to work in an insurance injury claims department. But I would have to go with, I've never heard of ischia, which would probably mean that's what it is. I would go with axilla.
Okay, axilla for the sitting bones. It's not, no. Ischia.
Oh, should have gone with it.
So, it's still not all square. Kevin needs to get this to catch up. What term is used to refer to the unit of angular measurement equivalent to 1/60th of a degree, second, minute, or hour?
Just after the last one, I'm just making sure that a 60th of a degree would be a minute.
Okay, minute. Yes, it is. Minute is correct. So Kevin is all square. Ian, what is the only large moon in the solar system that moves in the opposite direction to its planet's rotation? Is it Callisto, Titan, or Triton?
Right, planetary moon's never really one of my strong points. I've heard of Titan and I've heard of Triton, not heard of Callisto. I'm gonna go with Triton.
Okay, Triton, making that clear. Triton, not Titan.
That's correct, yep. I hope it is.
And I'm saying it's correct. It's the right answer, yes. Right, okay. Got to get this, Kevin. In botany, a flower that is described as sessile is one that has no what? Stalk, petals, or stamens?
Again, it's a similar problem here. It's a term I'm aware of, but stalk.
No stalk. If it's sessile, that's correct, Kevin. Okay, kept himself in it, but very much in it. Ian, we go to sudden death. You've both had 3 questions and matched each other to correct each, so we'll take away the choices, and I've just got to hear an answer from you now.
Okay.
Here's your question. Which word that means the gathering of ripened crops can also describe the collection of cells from cell cultures or of organs from donors for the purpose of transplantation?
The only word I can think of for ripened crops would be reaping, so I'll go with reaping.
Okay, reaping, a gathering of ripened crops. On that, it's the same word. It means it can be used in all these circumstances, and it's very close, but it's not reaping. Do you know, Kevin?
Harvest.
Harvesting. Oh. Yeah, we harvest the harvest. Yeah, harvesting there. But it wasn't Kevin's question, so it doesn't win the round for him. He has to get his own correct. Kevin, rhesus monkeys, experiments on whom led to the identification of different blood groups in humans, are native to which continent?
Now, when it comes to monkeys, there's always this choice between Africa and South America. I think rhesus monkeys are from South America.
That is incorrect.
Oh.
Nor indeed are they from Africa.
Ah.
They're from Asia.
Ah, okay.
So, well, still in it, Ian. What is the chemical symbol for actinium, the rare, highly radioactive metal that glows blue in the dark and has the atomic number 89?
I used to be very good with my periodic table when I was at school, and whilst that was only 10 years ago, I have forgotten most of them. I will go with AM.
Okay, for actinium. See where you're coming from? It's not AM. Do you know, Kevin?
AC.
It is AC, which I'm sure you were thinking of as well. But
I was concerned it was too obvious.
Yeah, oh dear. Well, still in it, as I say. Kevin not doing too well with this round. Kevin, how many pairs of cranial nerves are there in the human body?
12.
12 pairs of cranial nerves is correct, Kevin. Won the tightest of rounds there, just by a whisker. Bad luck, Ian. Really bad luck with actinium there. It means you won't be in the final round. Kevin, you will be. Would you both please come back and join your teams? Well, Kevin, they're just managing to cling on to his place in the Eggheads team, and it means both teams have lost one brain from the final round. So our third head-to-head is coming up right now. This one's geography. And Paul, Philip or Kevin to play geography?
So I'm happy to if you want me to, yeah.
It
could
be an issue next, but we said it was going to go that way.
Yeah.
Kevin, please.
OK, Kevin, now who would you like to play? Pat, Barry or Chris?
Chris? Yeah, Chris, if I'm not me.
Yeah, happy with that, yeah.
Yeah, Chris, please.
OK, Kevin and Chris to play geography then. And into the question room, both of you, please. So, Kevin, why have you volunteered for this? Why are you the geography man? Are you well-travelled?
I just got a great interest in geography. I'm not particularly well-travelled, done the usual sort of beach holidays and so on, but I just have always had an interest in geography, maps. I can sit and study maps for hours. I just find them fascinating. Good.
Sound like a proto-egghead. Kind of thing they do. All right. Do you want to go first or second?
I'll go first, please, Dermot.
OK, first question, Kevin. Good luck with it. Wookey Hole is a tourist attraction on the southern edge of which range of hills? The Mendips, the Chilterns or the Pennines?
Well, for once, I think this has actually fallen lucky. I used to live very close to it, and it is the Mendips.
Yeah, the Mendips, not too far away. The Mendips is correct, yes, of course. Chris, Bosnia and Herzegovina has a coastline on which body of water? The Adriatic Sea, the Black Sea or the Baltic Sea?
Just across from Italy on the Adriatic.
Adriatic is correct. OK, Kevin, the Signal du Botrange is the highest point of which European country? Belgium, Switzerland or Luxembourg?
Well, I don't think it's Switzerland because I think we would have heard of it. It's if it's on top of one of the famous mountains, which are the highest points of Switzerland. And for some reason, it sounds vaguely Luxembourgish, so I'm going to go with Luxembourg.
OK, Luxembourg for the Signal de Botrange. It's not. It is in Belgium. Belgium. I mean, is it big enough? Do we know about it, Eggheads? Is it big enough to be a mountain?
No, it's a hill.
A hill.
Really. It's a lump.
A lump.
Essentially, yeah.
In a rather flattish country. Yeah. OK, well, nothing there for Kevin. See how Chris does with his second question. Dalby Forest is a feature of which English national park? Exmoor, North York Moors or the Peak District?
You spell that, please, Dermot.
D-A-L-B-Y.
D-A-L-B. Dalby. Forest. It's not Exmoor. Don't think it's North York's Moors either. It must be the Peak District.
OK, the Peak District. It's not. Mm-hmm. No, not the Peaks. Eggheads? Others?
North York.
North York Moors, yes. Dalby Forest. Right, all square then still. Kevin, in which German city would you find the Zwinger Palace complex? Dresden, Cologne or Leipzig?
Well, I honestly don't know. I've been to Cologne, and I think I would have been aware if it had been there. So it's one of the other two, which were both East Germany until recently. And that's why I think we don't hear of it. I will hazard a guess at Leipzig.
Leipzig for the Zwinger Palace. It's the other one. It's Dresden. You're right about Cologne, not Cologne. But it's Dresden for the Zwinger Palace. And a chance for Chris to take the round. Chris, the Portuguese city of Porto lies on which river? The Douro, the Mira or the Mondego?
Well, the Porto's where they used to ship all the port wine from, and the port wine comes down the valley of the Douro, so it's the Douro.
And that is the correct answer, Chris. Yes, knowing his port there. And it means you've taken the round. Just 2-1 to you. Bad luck, Kevin. You won't be in the final round. Chris, you will be there. Would you both please come back and join your teams?
A burnt body draws Gently and Bacchus into the shadowy world of IRA gun running. Inspector George Gently. Tuesday at 9:25 on you.
I've got a fair idea. I'm pretty sure. I think it's Mike Reed.
Mike Reed on Saturday Superstore. Yes, it is.
Well done, Danny.
Good start. And Judith, John Mahoney played Martin, the father of the title character in which US TV sitcom? Seinfeld, Frasier. OK, film and television. First question to you, Paul. Who was the main studio presenter of the children's TV show Saturday Superstore? Jimmy Savile, Mike Reed or Dave Lee Travis?
Well, I actually think this is a bit of my era anyway, I like to think so.
Played the villain in which James Bond film? Dr. No, From Russia With Love or Thunderball?
Quite like James Bond. I've watched them all, but obviously all the villains going to one when you're on the programme anyway.
So many of them.
But I'm pretty sure it's not Dr. No. Anyway, I'm just trying to think.
Or Ellen?
Oh dear, I don't know. I think it might be Frasier. So I'm going to say that.
Yes, it is the right answer.
Phew.
Phew, indeed. One each. Back to you, Paul. Adolfo Celli.
Through. I'm pretty sure Thunderball. I'm going to go Thunderball.
OK, Thunderball. Adolfo Celli played the villain in Thunderball. That's the right answer. Well done. Right, so really good quizzing there, Paul, with your first two questions.